Welcome back, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. In today's video, we'll be diving deep into the story of the 1967 3-pence coin from the United Kingdom, a small but significant piece of British numismatic history. This coin marked the end of an era. It was the last year the threepence was minted for circulation before the United Kingdom moved toward decimalization in 1971. Despite its modest face value, the 1967 3-pence coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors for its design, historical meaning, and its connection to everyday life in mid-20th century Britain. The 1967 3-pence coin, also known as the threepence, was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. It belongs to the pre-decimal currency system, where 12 pence made a shilling and 20 shillings made a pound. The threepence had long been a part of British monetary tradition, but by the 1960s, its large and heavy brass design stood out among lighter, more modern coins. That contrast, along with its distinctive 12-sided shape, has made it one of the most instantly recognizable British coins ever produced. On the obverse side, the coin features the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the talented engraver Mary Gillick. This portrait shows the young queen facing right, wearing a simple laurel wreath rather than a crown. It was intended to symbolize youth, grace, and hope for a new era after the difficult post-war years. Around the portrait are the Latin words Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This obverse design appeared on all British coins between 1953 and 1970. On the reverse side, the 1967 3-pence displays a charming and distinctive design that pays homage to traditional English architecture. The design, created by Thomas Humphrey Paget, features a stylized image of a Tudor portcullis, a heavy gate commonly associated with the Palace of Westminster. Above it, a royal crown rests proudly, symbolizing monarchy and stability. Around the border is the denomination inscription 3 pence, and below is the year 1967. The portcullis design had been used since 1937, becoming one of the most iconic images of pre-decimal British coinage. This coin was made of nickel brass, a mixture of copper, zinc, and nickel. Its bright yellow-golden color made it stand out from other coins in circulation, and its 12-sided shape made it easy to identify by touch alone, a useful feature in everyday transactions. The 1967 issue was particularly notable because it was produced in very large numbers, as the Royal Mint prepared for the phasing out of older denominations. Even so, its distinctive shape and historical importance make it a favorite among collectors today. The diameter of the coin is approximately 21 millimeters, and it weighs around 6.8 grams. It has a smooth edge, and its sturdy metal composition has allowed many examples to survive in good condition even after decades of use. When you hold one, you can immediately sense its durability and the care that went into its design. Coins from this era were made to last, reflecting a time when craftsmanship still played a central role in minting. In 1967, Britain was on the cusp of major cultural and economic changes. The country was modernizing, industries were evolving, and traditional systems, like the centuries-old pre-decimal currency, were beginning to give way to new ideas. The threepence coin, despite being small in value, had deep cultural roots. Generations of Britons had grown up using it to buy sweets, newspapers, or small household items. To them, it represented more than money. It was a familiar part of everyday life. For coin collectors, the 1967 3-pence holds special importance because it represents the final chapter in a long and storied coin series. The first brass threepences appeared in 1937 during the reign of George VI and continued through to 1967 with Queen Elizabeth II. After that, no more threepence coins were made for circulation. This makes the 1967 edition a natural collectible, the last of its kind before the United Kingdom transitioned to decimal currency. Interestingly, the 1967 threepence is one of the most common pre-decimal coins, as millions were minted for circulation. However, collectors still prize examples in excellent or uncirculated condition. In circulated condition, the coin often shows light wear on the Queen's hair and slight smoothing on the portcullis design, but even so, it retains much of its original charm and character. Its golden tone, even when tarnished, gives it a unique antique beauty that many collectors appreciate. From a design perspective, the coin is a masterclass in simplicity and symbolism. The portcullis design not only connects the coin to British history but also subtly links it to the government and the parliamentary system, since the same symbol appears in the Palace of Westminster's emblem. It represents strength, security, and continuity, values deeply associated with the British monarchy and the nation as a whole. Over the decades, this small coin has become a nostalgic relic. Many people who lived through the pre-decimal era remember the threepence fondly as a childhood coin, easy to earn, fun to spend, and part of daily life. Holding one today is like holding a piece of the 1960s in your hand, a tangible reminder of Britain's social and economic transformation. While the 1967 threepence is not considered rare, its historical value and emotional connection to Britain's heritage make it a desirable piece for any collection. Most examples are affordable, often worth between £1 and £5 depending on condition. However, pristine, uncirculated examples, particularly those with full mint luster, can fetch a bit more among collectors who value condition and completeness. Beyond its monetary worth, the 1967 3-pence coin tells a story of change and continuity. It bridges the gap between the past and the modern age, between an old monetary system and a new, simplified one. It reminds us of how something as small as a coin can capture a nation's history, its design traditions, and its cultural identity in one timeless piece. The coin's connection to Queen Elizabeth II's early reign also adds to its charm. Her first portrait by Mary Gillick remains one of the most elegant in British numismatic history, capturing the youthful hope and optimism that defined the beginning of her record-breaking reign. Collectors see these coins as both royal memorabilia and historical artifacts. Even in circulated condition, the 1967 3-pence holds a beauty all its own. The light wear and natural aging give each coin its own character. No two are ever exactly alike. Some may have deep golden tones, while others develop a mellow, aged patina over time. This variation adds personality to every piece and reminds us of the countless hands it passed through over the years. Today, collectors around the world continue to seek out the 1967 3-pence, not because it's rare or highly valuable, but because it represents something more meaningful, a connection to the past, a token of craftsmanship, and a farewell to an era of British coinage that will never return. As we wrap up, it's clear that the 1967 UK 3-pence coin is far more than just an old piece of change. It's a bridge between generations, a work of art in metal, and a piece of everyday history.